Vasily Lomachenko fast tracking. And why I want to talk about this is because a lot of people say that Teofimo Lopez is taking this fight with Lomachenko too early. And I find that really interesting and almost ironical that people would say that. Might give you reasons. First of all, Lomachenko, right? His first championship fight was in his second fight. Nobody said he took that too early. In fact, his third fight was a championship fight. Nobody said he took that too early. Teofimo Lopez became world champion, I think, in his 14th fight against Richard Comey. And people are saying that Teofimo Lopez, he doesn't have enough, I guess, pro experience to face Vasily Lomachenko, who has the same number of fights as he does. Right, we're back. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, the internet just cut. So for a minute there, I was not present. But what I was saying, first of all, Vasily Lomachenko was fast tracked. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Let's get to it. Vasily Lomachenko is a highly decorated amateur. Okay, and if we know anything from history, highly decorated amateurs, especially gold medalists, and he's a two-time gold medalist, they get much more opportunities than other fighters who may even be Olympians. They still have to go through and work their way up the ranks. Whereas a gold medalist, they get opportunities that other fighters who are not of that amateur pedigree don't get. So Vasily Lomachenko was a two-time gold medalist. As a result of that, he was able to be matched and actually have in his second, he always wanted to be matched tough when he signed with Top Rank. And he got in his second fight to have a championship fight. Now, does that mean that he was more capable than some other amateurs? No. It's just that when I mean more capable, I mean that other amateurs couldn't do that. Sorry, my bad. Couldn't just have a championship fight in their second fight? Absolutely not. If you do remember, Floyd Patterson, he faced a Olympian, a gold medalist Olympian, in the gold medalist Olympian's debut. His very first fight was a championship fight. We know that Leon Spinks, in his eighth fight as a pro, faced Muhammad Ali for the heavyweight championship of the world and won. So I'm not saying this just because they're outstanding guys, but you could see the difference between how Oscar De La Hoya was brought up and how soon he had his championship fight, how Pernell Whitaker was brought up and how he had his championship fight, whereas Floyd Mayweather, because he did not get gold, he had a little longer route than those other two. So what happens is, because you prove yourself in the amateurs, you get more options and more perks. You get paid more money as well. So you get to kind of dictate how fast you go. Whereas with Teofimo Lopez, he didn't have that opportunity. He had to work his way up. And this is something that Teofimo Lopez actually said. Now, a lot of people say that Teofimo Lopez, he was fast tracked. But the thing about it is the way how they actually matchmakers and your promotional company works is they pitch you against different level of competition. And with Teofimo Lopez, he just kept on blowing through each level and showing that that competition was nowhere near his level. He wasn't being tested. When he finally met Nakatani, he was tested some in the sense that this was a guy that was not going to go away because of power punches, right? And Nakatani showed something that Tio will see where your power is not everything that happens. Now, Tio's used to this because he's been in the amateurs. He wasn't knocking people out left, right, and center in the amateurs either. So it's not like he was a Keith Thurman, for example, or Errol Spence. So Teofimo Lopez, he knows if he has to go the distance, he has to box. And remember, he has extensive amateur background of over 100 fights. So it's not like Teofimo Lopez is ignorant of boxing, okay? So the question would be, if Teofimo Lopez was brought along like how Lomachenko was brought along, would he have fared as well and faced the level of competition Lomachenko and fare as well? And I argue to that, yes, absolutely. Okay. Some guys get more perks because of the work they've done in the amateurs. Okay. Which is a different system to the pros. It's a point system. Okay. Um, but because you've been an outstanding amateur, which Teofimo Lopez is as well, he's Olympian and all that, and we all know he was robbed in the Olympics. But that's besides the point. Politics aside, Teofimo Lopez, was an Olympian, so it's not like he can't box. Okay. The other thing people need to understand, as I said before, fast tracking. Lomachenko's being fast tracked because he spent most of his career as an amateur, most of his prime years as an amateur. And we're not saying he can't age like wine and all of that, but he's not no spring chicken. Okay, 32 years of age, you are, in a generic sense, at the end of your prime almost. So he's on the tail end of his prime, whereas Teofimo Lopez, he he's now begun his prime. Okay, he's 23 years old, coming into his man strength and all of that, and he is beginning his prime. So you have to understand the difference here. So Lomachenko has been fast tracked for all those reasons, as was Guillermo Rigondeaux with Top Rank. And then, of course, after he beat Nonito Donaire, they put him on the shelf. Okay, Nicholas Walters, we haven't heard nothing about him, the Axeman, and that's interesting. I don't know if Top Rank's just kind of keeping certain fighters on the shelf. With promotional companies, all kinds of things go on in boxing that's not really above board. But anyway, that's another story for another day. So anyway, talking about what we need to talk about. So Vasily Lomachenko, he faced a number of world champions, including Gary Russell Jr. Okay. Was Gary Russell Jr. ready for that challenge with Vasily Lomachenko? I don't think so. Okay, he went up. He went up to that challenge. It was not because he was an outstanding Olympian himself, but it was because, and I always think about this with Gary Russell Jr., he depended on his speed, and the competition he faced did not prepare him for facing Lomachenko, versus Teofimo Lopez, who the competition that he faced has prepared him for Vasily Lomachenko, because he has at least had some adversity. He has gone the distance with Nakatani. And on top of that, he faced a world champion and won a world championship. But the thing about it is that a lot of people are ignoring, because because Lomachenko's talking about how fast that fight happened, and he's saying he was seeing some things, in Lopez's game that he could exploit. But the Richard Comey fight, which Lopez still gets caught with the overhand right every now and then, but in the Richard Comey fight, Teofimo Lopez blew Richard Comey away. And the fact that he blew Richard Comey away says, okay, a fighter like Richard Comey is just not on Teofimo Lopez's level. And that's what the statement he pretty much made. So that's why I said, if you would have fast tracked Teofimo Lopez even faster than he was being fast tracked, I mean, he would still lose some critical things, like Loma has lost some critical things also along the way, and he's got a little bit more pegs in the hole. But at the end of the day, Lopez is ready for Lomachenko, and that's what a lot of people don't realize. It's not like he's not ready for Lomachenko. No, he's ready for Lomachenko. Lomachenko got more opportunities than he did. And if you listen to Teofimo Lopez talk, you realize how sensible he is and how much he has good boxing IQ. In fact, Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez say more or less the same things when you listen to them very carefully. They had to hype and promote the fight and all of that. But at the end of the day, they're very smart boxers. So I want to see. Now, there are a couple of things I want to say, but I'm just saying that when we talk about fast tracking, it wasn't just Teofimo Lopez who was fast tracked. Lomachenko was being fast tracked. Okay. And so he's getting more opportunities than the average Joe in boxing would get. Not to say that the average Joe in boxing, not the average Joe, sorry. Yes, the average Joe, but not to say that exceptional boxers like Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia wouldn't pass some of those tests with flying colors. I'm not saying all of them, because they're not all those fighters are not necessarily like Teofimo Lopez. Ryan Garcia, I would love to see how he does against Luke Campbell. I truly believe he's going to blow Luke Campbell out of the water. Luke Campbell's going to get dusted for the first time in his career, and that's going to be because Ryan Garcia is of this new generation, new breed. This is what I truly believe. I believe boxing as a sport has evolved, and I truly believe that Lomachenko, why he's going to get beat by Teofimo Lopez, is because it's just a different era of fighters now. It's just a different era, and Loma was great for his era, but I think this is a different era, and Teofimo Lopez is about to usher it in fully. Like the veterans right now, the Charla brothers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're vets now. Lopez and them guys is the up next. After them is Jerome Ennis and them boys. Well, actually, Jerome Ennis, yeah, they're a little bit after Tio, and then we got Hackett and they right? Bernard Hackett's son and so on. They call them the young guns. So they're different generations of fighters, and some of them will face each other. And this is just to show you that this new crop, this new breed of guys at lightweight, for example, and guys at super featherweight, they're different breed of fighter. They're the experienced fighters, the hard workers like Miguel Berchelt and Jorge Linares. They're hard workers, you know what I mean? But they come from the older school of boxing, and this is a new breed. This is a different generation to the Mayweather era and the Pacquiao era and the Marquez era. This is a totally different era of boxers, and they bring to the table a totally different way of doing things. And so a lot of you guys might rule out Lopez, not understanding, even Lomachenko, he thinks he's read Lopez. He thinks he's figured him out. Well, we'll see. I don't think so. I think this is kind of like Tyson Fury versus Vladimir Klitschko. I remember I sided with Klitschko. I thought Klitschko was going to beat Tyson Fury. Nope. Didn't happen. And Fury's proven us to be, this new breed of fighter who has old school skills, but new breed of fighter. And the guys like Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevens, this is their time. This is their time, and it will not be denied. This is their time, and they're going to show it, and Lomachenko's going to feel it, you know. But that's just my personal opinion. But I just wanted to put an extra spin on things so that you guys could take a look at that and really enjoy it because I truly believe that boxing as a sport evolves, and with the evolution, we're about to see the breakthrough of a new superstar in boxing. He's about to do a huge thing. He's going to have to keep Teofimo Lopez is going to have to keep that momentum going after this big coronation that he has via Vasily Lomachenko. I truly believe that Vasily Lomachenko is an excellent fighter, a great fighter. Matter of fact, if you guys want to call him that, I think he's going to do more good things in the sport of boxing. I think his aura is going to be either. Right. Yeah. So this is what you need in the building. I just want to talk about this before the fight happens. You guys have a good one. I'll probably talk more about the fight come Sunday because I probably won't be able to see the fight live tonight because I don't have ESPN, but I'm gonna check it out tomorrow. What you need in the building. I hope you guys enjoy your rest of your day and your night. Be entertained. Those of you who plus your bets, hopefully you bet on Teofimo Lopez. I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow morning with that one. Deuces. I'm out. Peace.